Sir, do you know the person called Mlungisi Edward Shope?
Lo muntu kuthiwa ngu-Edward Mlungisi yamazi?
Yebo ngiyamazi.
Yes, I do know him.
How do you know him?
Umazi kanjani?
Usibari waka Senzo.
He's a brother-in-law of the deceased.
Okay. What is your relationship with him as we speak today?
Then relationship yakho naye ke yini?
Angimbona amakhona uSenzo nje isikhathi esiningi.
I only saw him when the deceased was present most of the time.
Well, did you understand the question?
Marumbuzo uzwisisile baba.
What is your relationship with him currently as you speak?
Kwamanje relationship yakho naye ime kanjani? Ubudlelwane benu?
Kunzima ukuchaza relationship because angikazi ngibe na relationship naye mhlawumbe uthi siyavakashelana or something. Umuntu nje ngithi umuntu ngimbona makhona uSenzo. So the relationship
it's difficult to explain about the relationship because this is the person that I can say we visited each other because most of the time I saw him when the deceased was there. So it's difficult to can establish or explain
so
about the relationship.
You've never quarreled with him?
I don't recall.
Okay. Can the statement for the witness be uploaded? Can you copy? It's not an exhibit, it's a new statement, my lord. From Mlungisi Edward Shope, I have arranged with the state to make extra copies for the court, and the other one is going to be uploaded very soon. And for the witness, thank you. Thank you, my lord. Can I proceed, my lord?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Tumelo, this person, Mr. Mlungisi Edward Shope, made a statement which is dated the 6th of March 2019. Do you understand that?
When the statement in Edward Shope says 6 March 2019 yokuzwisisa lokho?
Yebo.
Yes.
And then in his statement, I'm not going to bother you with all the paragraphs. We'll just go in wherein I want you to respond on what is contained here about you.
Angizokuhlupha ngawo wonke ama-paragraphs ukuthi siye kiwo kodwa ngizoya ngqo la ngifuna ukuthi ke uphendule mayelana lokho okuqondene nawo.
It was made on what date?
On the 6th, my lord, 6th day of March 2019 in Durban.
Yes.
Mr. Interpreter, can we
He said the 6th of March
2019, my lord. 2019.
Yes.
Thank you, my lord. Can you skip the first page? Yes. The second page. My lord, unfortunately, there are no paragraphs in this statement. That's why And then on the third page, you see the third page,
Yes, we can see the third page.
which starts with the first line, I went to the back room. Are we on the same page? I went to the back room where I found
It's on the third page.
third page. The page that starts with the line, I went to the back room where I found Sfiso, his wife Zintle, and Tumelo Madlala's girlfriend.
I went to the back room where I found Swiso. That's not page 3, it's page 4.
Page 4.
Yes.
Okay,
I went to the
thank you. Let's read that page 4. Let's go to the second paragraph then,
Asiye kule paragraph esibili.
which says, I went back inside my car. I called Tumelo Madlala on the third night, 26 October 2014. Do you see that?
Uyayibona la futhi ekhonumele ukuthi ke ngiye ngaphindela phakathi kwemoto yami la ngibize khona ke uTumelo Madlala ngabo lobusuku bange-7 26 October I mean ngalobusuku bange-26 October.
Yeah, ngiyabona.
Yes, I can see that portion.
I wanted to get the truth of what exactly happened. You see that?
Uyabona lapho ukuthi atsho khona ukuthi kahle kahle bukafuna ukuthola kahle iqiniso ukuthi kahle kahle kwenzakaleni.
Yeah, ngiyabona.
Yes, I can see that portion.
Tumelo told me that there was a fight in Kelly Kumelo's house.
Uthi uTumelo umtshela ukuthi bekunempi noma ingqabano ngaphakathi kwendlu kaKelly.
Zandi was fighting with her boyfriend,
Uzandi bekalwa ke ne-boyfriend yakhe.
and Senzo Meyiwa was trying to separate the two.
Usenzo bekazama ukuhlukanisa laba ababili.
Zandi and her boyfriend was.
Uzandi ne-boyfriend yakhe.
I further asked Tumelo who was Zandi.
Ngaqhubeka ngambuza uTumelo ukuthi ubani uZandi.
Tumelo told me Zandi was Kelly's sister.
uTumelo wangitshela ukuthi uZandi ungudadewabo kaKelly.
That was the short conversation I had with Tumelo.
Uthi ngiyokuphela ingxoxo encane abenayo nawe.
Did you hear that?
Yeah,
What is
I-
written?
yeah.
Yes, I heard clearly.
What's your comment to that?
uPaul uthini ngale nkulumo le ebhalwe la statement.
Ngisazi lesito ngiyaqala ukusibona lezi statement lesi.
It's the first time I see the statement.
And okwesibili if le statement besikhona ubeka ngasenzi ngani kusanda kwenza ngithi uthi wangifonela ngi26 why asubmit 2019 okwesithathu
Ima kancane. Then why didn't he made that statement? Because he said that he phoned me on he called me on the 26th. Why didn't he made it on the same day instead of making it later? Then Kubeka?
okwesithathu ngayikhuluma lento yama calls if kuthiwa khona umuntu okwangifonela or ongifonelile leyo nto bangayitracker down futhi angeke ngikwazi ukuthi ngingakhuluma kuyena ngamjwayele ngiyekhuluma kwi-family or kumngani wabantu angiclose nawo.
I did mention earlier about this issue of calls that when it comes to them, I mean, they can be tracked so that it can be found out, and then it's possible that I can talk to him, the person that I was not used to, instead of speaking to the family.
Last one and okunye futhi unamanga amakade akamazi uZandi uKheli ubefika emzini wakhe lo muntu ahlale noma isonto lonke emzini wakhe lo muntu lo emzini wakhe lo muntu lo khuluma lento.
And he's telling lies if he says he does not know Zandi. Then Kelly will visit the place of this person and spend the whole week at this house of this person.
On the date,
Well, I didn't hear the last. What did you say?
He's saying he's lying if he say he does not know Zandi, because Kelly will visit the place of this person and will spend a week at his place.
Whose place?
Indawo kabande.
Kulo bhala le statement.
The author of the statement. Ngaqhubeka khona ufuna ukusho.
kanjebeka kanjani lento ukuthi ngiyazi futhi ukuthi le statement sibhale ngaphansi kokuthi ubani bephusha la false statement ngiyamazi umuntu beka waphusha.
Okay, how can I put it again? I can say that I know under which conditions this statement was taken down. I know the agenda that who's the person who was pushing that narrative.
But is it correct that there was a fight inside the house between the people who are mentioned there?
Kuyinkinsi ukuthi beyikhona impinga apart kwale ndlu bibo labantu okukhulunywa ngabo kule statement.
And Senzo, the deceased, was trying to intervene.
And uSenzo yena umufi wayezama ukubehlukanisa.
Amanga lawo.
That's a lie.
Amanga lawo. Njengokuthi yonke into le create amanga lawo.
As I'm saying that everything that has been created here is lies.
And mhlambe futhi ngokuhamba kwesikhathi asazozama witness azoyikhuluma leyo amanga lawo angikwazi avela phi.
And maybe as the time goes on, the witness will come to the court and testify about that. But these are lies.
Ngiyacabanga ukuthi asike statement sami esibhalwe lento esami ezami statement. Why ngiyekela wani ubaleke ngani?
So I think that amongst my statements that I deposed off, there is nowhere where I wrote down about this thing. And just leave him. How is important to you?
After the incident had occurred, did you at any stage speak with Mr. Hlophe?
Ngemva kokuthi lesehlakalo ke senzeke uyiwakhuluma naye lo mnomzana lo uHlophe.
Besides what is contained in this statement, on any other issue?
Ikhona into oyiwayikhuluma naye ngaphandle kwalokho kubhalwe phakathi estatementini.
Angikaze ngimfonela ngaze ngikhulume naye. Umuntu engamkhuluma nawo umfowabo kaSenzo.
I've never called him, I've never spoken to him. The only person that I spoke to, that is the deceased brother.
Ngaphandle kwama family member.
Except my family members.
Did you attend the funeral for the deceased?
Uye waye emngcwabeni wakhe umufi?
Yes ngaya.
Yes.
Yebo ngaya. Ngizangifima thuna noda ngihamba no Siya cousin wakhe uSenzo. Usiya wakaSenzo ngihamba ngapha.
Yes, I did attend the said funeral. However, I did not reach the graveyard, but I was in the company of Siya, that is the cousin of the deceased.
Okay. But it also isn't true that the father for the deceased banned you from attending the funeral.
Kuyiqiniso ukuthi uyise kamufi uye wakunqabela ukuthi uze emngcwabeni.
Hayi, angaze ngikhulume akakho umuntu ongitshela leyo nto.
Nobody told me about such a thing.
Okay. There is a statement that you also made on the 17th of February 2020, wherein you said you didn't attend the funeral. In your own statement.
What is the date of the statement?
20 February 2017. Or 17 February 2020. Sorry my lord, it's A133. A133.
Yes.
It's Exhibit O, sorry my lord, thank you. It's Exhibit O, my lord. My lord, I have requested the state to type this statement. It is the procedure, my lord, in High Court proceedings that if the handwritten statement is not eligible, then there will be a typed version. But it's not signed, just for the ease of reference, my lord. There is a typed statement that I'll be going through so that we can be able to move on properly. Do you have the statement?
Nasi statement. Yes, I do have it.
Do you have the typed one?
Uphethe says typing one.
Yebo.
Yes, I've got the typed version.
And then let's go to paragraph 9
Asibheke paragraph number 9. Phenya kanje fast.
of Exhibit O, my lord.
Paragraph number 9.
You see that?
You are able to paragraph number 9?
Yes,
I-
go on.
Yes,
I
I can
then-
see the paragraph.
Let's read together. I then came back to Umlazi after Mandla 500 rand for transport from Johannesburg, and I went straight to Senzo Meyiwa's parents' house to report the problem. And his father suspected me of killing Senzo, and I even informed Sfiso about the problem of his father swearing at my mother.
Uthi uye wabuya ke wabuyela eMlanzi ngemva kokuthi uMandla akhiphe 500 rand for i-transport ukubuya eGoli waya straight kuSenzo Meyiwa ebazalini bakhe ekibo uyireporta ngayo lenkinga, and then ubaba wakhe waba ney'nsolo zokuthi wena ngukuleli ndodana wase utshela nawo Sifiso ngalenkinga ukuthi ubaba wakhe ubaba kaMufi ke usongela umama wakho.
That's a statement now.
Yeah.
I-statement sakho lesi.
Statement sihlukela uthi wayesorisha umama, wayesorisha umuntu emthandana naye ezomthuka ekhaya.
The difference
Hayi umama, yabo ukuthi bamisa into eningi. Wayesorisha umuntu angithanda naye emthuka. Hayi uma wami.
The difference in this statement is that is the mistake that they made when they wrote it. He was not swearing at my mother, but to the person that I was in love with, not my mother.
The first portion of that paragraph, it
You are
says,
swearing at who?
The person that I was in love with.
Yes.
the first portion says, and I went straight to Senzo Meyiwa's parents' house to report the problem, and his father suspected me of killing Senzo. The deceased father suspected you.
Uyise kaMufi uye waba nensolo ukuthi ngubuleli indodana.
First time when you came to report, I think the problem is the death of the deceased.
Ngesikhathi uzokuqala uzobika ngale nkinga ngicabanga ukuthi le nkinga ke ngikho kushona kwakhe uMufi.
Ya mangizoyibika baba kaSenzo bengekho edayinini. Ngayikhuluma noma kaSenzo kunabanye abantu ababehleli ke la, because maSenzo behleli lapha emakhandeleni. Ngakhuluma noma kaSenzo angaze ngikhulume nobaba kaSenzo. Because ngaqala la bengine-memorial service khona egroundini. So ngathola ukuthi akekho. Nganyuka ngaya ekhaya kubo kaSenzo la ngafica khona ngakhuluma noma wakhe ngimchazela sonke isimo.
Okay. When I explained about the problem that occurred, Senzo's father was not inside the dining room. I spoke to the mother of the deceased because initially when I arrived, I went to the sports ground or a ground where there was a memorial service. And then when I spoke to the deceased mother, she sat by the candles when there were other people there.
When you arrived in Durban, after the death, immediately after the death of the deceased, before the funeral, did you report the death of the deceased to the deceased father?
Ngesikhathi ufika eGoli ngaphambi kokuwena ubuya lapha eGoli ufika eThekwini ngaphambi komngcwabo uye wakubika lokushona kwakhe uMufi ukubika kuyuyise.
That is why ngithi mangingena ngene edaningi kunabantu abadala.
Did you report to the deceased father?
Umbuzo uthi uye wabika kuyo uyise kaMufi na.
Ngibike kumama wakhe.
I reported to the mother.
At any stage, did you ever report the incident to the deceased father?
Kwesinye isikhathi ke noma isikhathi esambili kukhona la kuye wabika khona ke lokushona kwakhe uMufi ukubika kuyuyise.
Okubalekile kwami ukuthi ngafika ngareporta ekhaya kubo. Ngangeke ukuthi akubalekile ukuthi mangireporta kusefane ngiriporte kubaba. Mangireporte kumama kuyafana ukuthi ngiriporte kubaba.
What is important is that I gave the report at his house. It was not important for me to report it to him. I mean, if I gave the report to the mother, it's as good as I gave it to the father.
Okay. So in short, you never reported the death of the deceased to the deceased father.
Ngofishazana nje ukufa kwakhe noma ukushona kwakhe lo Mufi lwazange ukubike kuyise.
Ngiyasho futhi ngiriporte kumama wakhe because uyena ngamfica esedining uma wakhe behleli.
I repeat again, I reported about this death to the mother because she was the one sitting in the dining room.
Okay. And you did not go to the graveyard?
Azange uye emathuneni.
Ya usiya because bekugcwele nemoto bekugcwele usiya wathi ajike kwawuyena ungibuyisele ekhaya ukhazini wakhe uSenzo usiya. Wawuyena ungibuyisele emuva because kwakugcwele nje.
The reason is because it was full and then many cars, and then Sia, the cousin of the deceased, the one who said I should go back home.
Yeah, you are lying what you are telling this court. You did not even go to the graveyard because the deceased father was very angry with you and he had banned you from attending the funeral.
Azange uye emathuneni ngokuthi uyise kamufi bekathukuthele kakhulu ngawo futhi wayekunqabele ukuthi ke ube khona lapha emngcwabeni.
Kwamanga lokho bengengikwa kuya kwasiqaleni because stadium ngangikhona ngihleli kumasuthi futhi nakhona if bengisabe ngingisabe kanjani abantu ngizosaba bakasenje.
That is a lie. Even at the stadium, how did I manage to go there? Because at the stadium I sat at the suites. Then how would I have attended that if I was afraid of the deceased father?
Okay, let's move on to the date of the...
Sorry, it's a fact that the deceased father has also since passed on. Can we establish if someone is going to be called to substantiate what is being said now, not what is being put to the witness?
I've moved on, my lord, to that question. Can we move on to A10 statement? A10 statement. I'm not sure whether it has been uploaded.
We raised a point, if maybe we can just get clarity on that aspect. It's been put as a fact to a witness. We just want to establish, is there going to be someone to substantiate that fact?
Can you respond?
Yes, my lord, a witness will be called to come and testify with that regard by the defense.
Here you are.
A10? A10 of 375. This is the statement by Kaya Sterling Ngashe, who is the neighbor at Kelly Kumalo's place. You don't have it? Okay. My lord, can I just read it because I'll be referring to only one paragraph of the statement. If the
Yes.
state doesn't have it.
Yes.
What was the deceased wearing on the date of the incident or at the time when the incident took place?
Umufi wayegqokeni ngesikhathi kuyehla lesehlakalo.
I think I got a t-shirt, mati white was that, ne jean, namatika white we.
I think he was wearing a t-shirt, white in color, and a jean, and also white tekis, and then the make is of Puma.
A10. A10. Do you know this person, Kaya Ngashe?
Uyamazi lo muntu okuthiwa uKhaya Ngashe?
I am mass.
No.
He is a neighbor to Kelly's house place where the shooting incident took place.
Ungumakhelwane wala kwenze khona lesehlakalo.
Okay.
Okay?
How do you spell Ngashe?
Sorry, my lord. It's NGCATSHE.
Yes.
This person also made a statement.
Naye lo muntu wabhalisa istatement sakhe.
I'm going to read to you a certain portion wherein I will want you to respond to. Do you understand?
Ngizokufundela ingcenye lapho ngizofuna ukuthi khona ke uphendule siyazwana?
Yebo.
Yes.
It's paragraph 6. Paragraph 6. After a short while, in my bedroom, I heard a commotion and shoving and some noise from Kumalo's residence, which is our back opposite neighbor, house number 13511.
uyayibona ngena ukuthi kuyifuna ukuthi ngemva kwesikhashana ke angale kamereni lakhe uye wezwa ukuthi kune commission okuhlangahlangana nokuphushana lapha ke nomsindo futhi ngale ngakakhumalo lahlala khona bakakhumalo lapho ke kungibo abomakhelwane babo be-back opposite.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I do follow.
Firstly, I thought maybe the people at the Khumalo's residence were partying.
Uthi kokuqala uyacabanga ukuthi abantu laba bakakhumalo ke hayi bane party.
The shoving and pushing because was so loud that even I peeped through the bedroom window.
Uthi ke lokuphushana ke lokho kube nomsindo kakhulu bemkhulu kanjalo ke waze yagcina hlola ngale festere lase kamereni.
Okay. Listen to this now. As I peeped through the bedroom window, I saw the person whose back was against the kitchen window of Khumalo's residence.
Uthi uyabona umuntu lo umqolo wakhe ungasefasitereni la ngapha ngakwakhumalo.
The person was wearing the white t-shirt, but I could not see who the person was.
Uthi lo muntu wayegqoka iskipa esimhlophe kodwa azange akwazi ukubona ukuthi lo muntu lo ungubani.
So it means when he threw, and the person is then who was wearing a white t-shirt inside the house.
Yeah, Senzo Meyiwa iskipa esimhlophe.
It Senzo who was wearing a white t-shirt.
Only.
Nguye kodwa akade agqoke le t-shirt emhlophe.
Noma ngakhumbuli kodwa nje yena wayegqoke emhlophe le day.
Even though I don't recall, but the deceased was wearing a white t-shirt on the day.
So it means the neighbor saw the person who was wearing the t-shirt which is of the same description with the t-shirt that was worn by the deceased.
Then kusho umakhelwane no ubone umuntu ogqoke iskipa lesi esifana lesi besigqoke ngumuvu.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes. And he says this person, he was against the kitchen window.
Uthi lo muntu lo bangapha ngasefestereni lekhishi.
If it's against the kitchen window, it means he was facing the house.
Yeah.
Bakabheke ngaphakathi endlini.
Do you see that?
Yes.
Uyakubona lokho.
And this person says at that time, it is when the shot was fired.
Yena lo fakazi uthi ngesikhathi leso ngesikhathi kudubulwa ke.
So
Okay.
when he peeped through the window, he saw a person who was standing against the window wearing a t-shirt. It means Senzo, the deceased, was facing the in-house when the shot was fired.
Uthi yena ngesikhathi asho le festereni ke ube lo muntu lo khatha ngasefestereni kusho ukuthi yena umufi ke wayebheke ngaphakathi endlini.
Ngiyalahleka ke la uthi
I'm getting lost right there.
wayebheke ngaphakathi endlini after isikhathi esingakanani noma kusenzeka leyo nto.
When he had,
Looking inside the house for how much duration or when that incident happened?
when he had the shot being fired.
Ngesikhathi kudutshulwa.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay?
Then he saw a person standing against the window facing the house.
Ubona umuntu amengale ngasefestereni abheke ngasendlini aqondene ngasendlini.
Yeah, I think uzoza yena azokhuluma la ecourt into ayibona. Ofuthi ngenza njengoba ngakhuluma isibhamu ngabaleka mina. Mhlambe at some point baxasana khona lapho futhi angazi ukuthi ngakhuluma isibhamu mina ngabaleka.
Maybe we'll come here
As
in
of
court
this
to
day.
come and testify about it because when the shot was fired or when the shot rang, I ran away myself.
Yeah.
Maybe it happened after that.
Okay. Let's move on now to, is it correct that at some stage you were taken to the place of safety?
Kuyiqiniso ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi uyathatha wayiswe endaweni ephephile, place of safety.
Yebo kuyiqiniso.
That is correct.
Are you still there?
Nokwamanje ke usagcine lapha.
Yeah.
No.
So you no longer need security and protection.
Kwamanje awusadingeke yona security kanye nayo protection.
Is it
Ngoba
fair?
lokho
Is it? Oh,
Sorry, my lord.
must he answer that?
Sorry, my lord. I can just withdraw.
Hayi mama ujudge usekanjani?
You see, we don't want evidence here which tells anybody where you are, how safe you are, if not unsafe. We don't want that on record.
uzwile Nkosi yami ukuthi ujudge akafuna ufakazi okuzoveza ukuthi ukuphi usifi kangakanani uhlala njani lapho uyangizwisisa. I do understand my lord.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there a statement that was taken from you by Colonel Buthelezi?
Sikhona statement esathathwa ukuyisithatha nguye uKolonel Buthelezi.
Sikhona statements ziningi statement asebafika. That is why kwayizolo bengithi bengifuna ukuyicacisa yonke le ndaba yaButhelezi before sikhulume ngifuna ukuyicacisa ecourt ukuze necourt izoyazi.
Okay.
Yes, there are men who came to obtain a statement from me. That's why even yesterday I did mention that I want to give the explanation about this Buthelezi so that even the court should have light about that.
Because yonke lento mix energy.
You can give that explanation.
I beg your pardon?
You can give that explanation.
Ungayinikeza manje incazelo yakho.
Njengoba dusanda kungibuza nge-protection program ngayiswa uye nalapho futhi.
As you have just asked me about protection program, he is the one who took me there. She is the one who took me there.
Okay, is that what you wanted to say?
Wangisa futhi ethuneni la kaSenzo.
And secondly, she took me to the grave of Senzo.
But ngokuhamba kwesikhathi bengingayazi yonke lento njobe yenza nje uhambe tshela abantu ngala eceleni ukuthi mina ngifuna ukuzokhuluma ngifuna ukukhuluma only to find out ukuthi ngisasho the very same statement. Emva kwaloko ke wathatha umthoko wami esePitoli wasephumile kimi umthoko washaya whole night le wazwa ichamela wabeka ukhaphethe la bamshubha washaya wazohamba ngakusasa ekuseni ehleliswe la uye lo Buthelezi.
I didn't know that while she was doing that, she was speaking with the people on the side, saying that I wanted to speak, and then when she realized that I don't do that, she now went for Umtogozis, and then Umtogozis was taken to Pretoria, whereby he was so assaulted, even he wet himself, and then he was choked.
Oh, okay. I think it's not in connection with this, with the evidence in this court.
Ngithemba ukuthi lokho akuhambisana lobufakazi lokho ohambisana nobufakazi bala enkantolo.
It's not about what we have just
sengicacisa indaba yaButhelezi lokuthi ziningi izinto azenzile ezingekho right assault abantu eqamba amanga just because angitshela neindaba zakhe engeke ngazi ngiyazikhipha la. So bengimhlonipha ngimthatha njengomama bese ngimbiza ngomama mina. Kanti umuntu wenza indlela zakhe wenza ngendlela yakhe efuna oyena. Ziningi into ezenzile ezwrong lo mama kakhulu.
I'm just giving clarity about Buthelezi's ways which are crooked, which are not nice, because many people have been assaulted out of her own doing. And then I respected her, I called her a mother, but then the things that she did, really.
Sibiyona nje lenkinga ekanje yamadocket ngingaButhelezi ngamanga akhe. Mina ngeke ngikufihle lokho. Lo muntu unamanga lo muntu.
All right, kulungile. We are in this fiasco of doggets because of her lies. I won't hide it.
Thank you, my lord. I've got no further questions.
Re-examination.
As the court pleases, my lord. Mr. Madlala, if we can start more or less where Advocate Mshololo ended. When she questioned you about the statement of Mr. Hlophe, you mentioned that you know under which conditions that statement was made and as to who was pushing a specific narrative, as it was put.
Ake siqale la kugcina khona uAdvocate Mshololo la kuze khona ke statement lesika Hlophe lesi la uqhaze khona ukuthi wena uyazi ukuthi senziwe ngaphasi kwasiphi isimo nokuthi lo muntu lo wayenenhloso ezinjani aphusha ini.
Yebo ngiyakhumbula and okunye engikukhohlwayo ubuthelezi lo wathi uhlophuzo zangidubule ngoba ngifuna ukukhuluma mina. Ngiyakhumbula lo naye futhi ngamtshela mina.
Yes, I do recall. Then even that Buthelezi mentioned to me that Topo will come and shoot me because I don't want to talk. I do recall that. Then I'm mentioning it.
Your Lordship, the last point raised by the witness is new evidence. I'm not sure if we'll be allowed to cross-examine the witness on that. The last point he just mentioned, Your Lordship.
Mr. Balui?
As a court, please, by all means, they are always at liberty, with the permission of the court, to ask further questions. But the witness did mention of the witness did make mention of the assaults.
Yes.
Yes. Under what conditions was the statement of Mr. Shope made?
The statement sekamnumzana Mhlophe ke senziwa ngaphasi kwasiphi isimo noma ama conditions.
Ngakho ngithi lezi statement lezi zaka Hlophe umuntu behind lezi statement ngicabanga ukuthi uyobuthelezi ngoba ubuthelezi ziningi izinto azenzile azishilo ezingekho kule case le. Angazi noma mhlawumbe befuna ukuthi anconye or something angazi ukuthi uyenzele lento because u confuse abantu umthetho wakhe.
I said that
Your Lordship, the witness is dealing with character evidence of a potential witness of the defense, and furthermore, is hearsay on his part talking mentioning about what a name Buthelezi did to another person. Is hearsay on his part because he was not there. That's our objection, Your Lordship, based on.
Yes, Mr. Balui?
Please, my lord, nothing much turns on that. We won't pursue it any further. But are you saying that, or maybe let's put it differently, who took down that statement of Mr. Shope?
ubani uye wabhala statement sakho lo Mhlophe?
Again, Your Lordship, that's hearsay evidence. Mr. Madlala, the witness, sorry, let me say the witness before the court, right now, Your Lordship, we're not sure if he was there or he was not there when they're talking about Mr. Shope, when that statement was taken. It is Mr. Shope who can answer this kind of questions from the state, Your Lordship.
Mr. Balui?
My lord, the statement was referred to by Advocate Shalolo. It's on record, my lord.
Can I answer?
We can just put in record as to who the person is who took down the statement.
That is not disputed. The issue is when that person, when Shope made the statement, this witness was not there.
Yes.
So for this witness to talk about circumstances under which Shope made a statement can only amount to hearsay.
As a court, please, my lord, as we indicated, we're not going to pursue this point any further. It was just to put in record as to who took down the statement. That was the purpose of this exercise. Now, Mr. Madlala, both counsel asked you as to why you did not pay for your trip from Durban to Johannesburg on the 26th of October 2014.
I've never asked that question.
Yes, but, well, according to my note, both counsel did.
Well, if you didn't, somebody did, because I recorded that. He was asked about payment for the trip.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't have a problem with my learned friend. I was just correcting to say both counsel. for the defense.
Oh,
Yes, I was
Did you say
correcting
both
that.
cancelled?
Yes.
Yes.
My Lord will remember that Advocate Msholola even asked as to on which day does the witness get paid, and as to why he didn't pay for the trip if he was paid a day before he undertook the trip.
There you are. Advocate Msholola.
I'll leave it, my lord.
Come again.
I'll leave it, my lord.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Madlala, at whose initiative did you undertake the trip to Johannesburg?
Ngicela ngibale ukuthi kuzothatha uhambo uye eGoli. Sukelephi?
uSenzo uyena umuntu wangifonela engithetha ngize ngale ngoba bengihlele ekhaya ngisimo sami sokulimala la then ngavuma.
Okay. The deceased is the one who asked me to come over that side because by that time I was just sitting at home because of the condition that I was under. That is my injuries.
Yes.
But umuntu wafaka imali because mase ngifone ngibuza imali sengitholile ngathi mina akangeni imali wathi hayibo uma yavala ucingo ngifonela ukheli so esafuna ukheli yanginaki message kimi shothi umuntu wayifaka ukheli but shothi ngaphansi komyalelo wasenzo.
Because he did ask me if I get the money. I said no, and then he said, hold on, let me call Kaylee. And then while that was still happening, then the message came in. So that means that the person who sent in the money is Kaylee.
Yes. But the point of the matter is the invitation came at the request of the deceased for you to visit Johannesburg.
Isimemo sokuthi uvakashele eGoli siqhamuke kuye umufi.
Yebo uyo.
That's correct.
Now, how long after this invitation did you then undertake this trip to Johannesburg?
Ngemva kwalesimemo usitholile uthethikazi ngani ukuthi uthatha uhambo ushone khona eGoli?
I think I'm the following day Sunday because bese kuntambama ngalesa sikhathi lami kwase kulate nyana kuntambama so ngihamba the following day Sunday.
I think I took the trip the following day. It was on a Sunday because it was already late on that day.
Now, Mr. Tobani, on behalf of accused number 1 to 4, questioned you about the statement that you made on the day of the incident on the 26th of October 2014 at the house of the Kumalos. Now, the question is this: was that statement reduced to writing?
That's the statement of which date?
The 26th of October 2014, my lord, at the house of the Kumalos.
That's what this is.
Okay.
Your Lordship, it's not correct that I did ask the witness about statement that was put on writing. It's not correct. The question was, he never made statement on that day. But his answer was, he was asked questions. But on the day of the incident, he never made statement. Hence, the final part of counsel to say, what was it reduced in writing? His answer was, he never made the statement, which I put it to him that he never made statement on that day. Then he said, but I was asked questions. So it's clear that he never made statement on that day. Not to say, was it reduced in writing? As a court, this.
Mr. Galoi.
As a court pleases. Perhaps can we then just clarify this aspect?
Mhlambe singacacisa ke lokho kulandelako.
Did you make a written statement on the 26th of April 2014,
Wasenza nestatement esibhaliswa ngo-26
on the day of the incident at the Kumalos?
nge-26 zaka-October 2014 lapha kwaKhumalo wasenza istatement esabhaliswa phansi.
Ukhona umunye I think iphoyisa leli lingibuza imibuzo. In fact wonke ama statement wami bengibuzwa. So akanjalo ngangazi makuthiwa nalela langa ngisenze kanjani statement. Ngangibuzwa yilona iphoyisa leli libhali imbuzo.
I mean, there was a police officer. I mean, all my statements that I made, I was asked questions and then they will write. So I don't understand when they ask me a statement.
But do you remember if you signed that statement on the 26th of October 2014?
Ungakhumbula ukuthi le statement ngalesuku lesehlakalo nge-26 October 2014 uyowasigna?
Ngisakhumbulile kahle mhlawumbe ngasayina ngisakhumbula.
I don't recall if I signed it or not.
And maybe let's put it differently. Do you remember if the policeman was making notes or did he write down a statement?
Ungakhumbula ukuthi mhlambe ke le police abelenza ama-notes noma belibhala statement.
I object to the line of questioning by the state. He's trying to lead the witness to an answer. The witness already answered, Your Lordship. He says he doesn't remember.
In what respect is he leading? Because the question is, do you remember whether the police officer made notes or wrote a statement?
Then before that, he
So
answered.
what is the leading part?
Did he write? Did he write? Or did he write? And before that, Your Lordship,
No.
with due respect, the witness answered that he doesn't remember. Now, the state is repeating itself.
The question is, do you remember whether the police officer made notes or wrote a statement? I don't see anything leading in that.
That's a direct.
Because it doesn't require one answer. He will answer what applies, whether the police officer made notes or wrote a statement.
I apologize, Your Lordship. I don't want to disrupt, but the witness already answered. Now the state is repeating itself in another direction to lead the witness. The second, I have a problem with the second part, with due respect. The second part says, or did he write? The witness already
There you
answered.
are, Mr. Baloy.
Please, Madam, we submit that it's a perfectly permissible question to get clarity. Was there a statement or did the police officer just merely make notes?
I allow the question.
As a court, please.
Please answer.
Ungaphendula ke mfoka Madlala ukuthi le police belibhala nje ama-notes noma belibhala some statement.
Khona ilokuzwa ngalo exercise indlela eliphethe ayibhala kuwo. Khona exercise ayiphethe.
There was an exercise that he was carrying, he was writing on it.
Yes. And what happened after him?
But I didn't hear the answer clearly.
He had an exercise, I don't know if it's a book or what, but the witness said an exercise where he was writing in.
Yes, and what happened after he finished writing on that exercise book?
Kwase kwenzekani ngemva kokuthi aqedile ukubhala kule exercise book?
Engikukhumbulayo nje kwafika ngabona sengibona kwakhona umfundisi wafika lapho ukuthi wayeze kanjani angazi. Owangithathwa ngise bedroom la afike khona ngoba ngangikhala ngalo lapho. Wafika wangithandazela something angimazi ukuthi wakupha lo mfundisi.
And then what happened after is that a pastor arrived. He took me to the bedroom because I was crying on that day, and then he prayed for me.
Yes.
Did you see that notebook further after that?
Ngemva kwalokho uyowaphinde wayibona futhi yona le notebook le la kade abhala khona.
Ukuthi benganakanga ngaleso sikhathi because izinto ebesemkhondweni nami bengekho nje esimeni esiright benganakanga yonke into because
But at that time I did not notice anything much because of the condition of my mind.
emva kwaloko eyintatha ila sasuka khona ke lapha esikhothwa sesiya endlini kubo la kuhlala khona eMalbatini la behlala khona uSenzo noK.
Because in the early hours then that we were escorted going to the house in Alberton where Kelly and the deceased were residing.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Tobani, question to you regarding Exhibit N. That is your statement marked A10, which was made on the 27th of October 2014 at Fosloras Police Station.
Yeah.
Yes.
uyowakubuza ke umeli uthobani ngestatement sakho wasenza ngeyi-17 zika-October.
And he wanted to know from you as to why in this statement you mention specific times, like in paragraph 3 you mention the time 16:31. In paragraph 4 you mention the time 12 o'clock. He wanted to know from you as to why were you able to remember these specific times. Now the question is this: how was your recollection of the events at the time when you made the statement on the 27th of October 2014?
Bosimenjani somqabango ngesikhathi ke ukhuluma ke ngaso isehlakalo lesi nonikeza le statement nge-27 zika-October 2014.
Ngachaza nakele mswana ukuthi la since kunekhathi ikhathi ababethi ngi-assume ukuthi mhlambe kwabe kwakuyisikhathi sini akuzona ikhathi exactly and futhi ngangekho
I did explain even to Mr. Towan that the times that I mentioned here in the statements are the times that they made me just to estimate. I mean, I did highlight even to them that there was no exact time that I can recall. Kubeka?
And okuningi la cause bekusa 2014 okuningi bekusasemqondweni wami okuningi bengisakukhumbula okuningi yeah.
Because it was 2014 and everything was still fresh inside my mind. I could still recall it.
Now, when you depose to subsequent statements that have been handed in as Exhibit K, L, and O, Exhibit K is marked A49, dated the 2nd of November 2014. Exhibit L, dated marked A110, dated 7 February 2018. And Exhibit O, marked A133, dated 17 February 2020. When these subsequent statements were made, what was the position? Were you asked to clarify certain aspects, or were you giving a narration of what happened?
Yes,
That's a leading question. The word clarify, it leads to the witness. But you're asked to clarify, that's a leading question. Doesn't give a witness a freedom of expression. It leads the witness to deduct an answer from that question, Your Lordship.
Mr. Baloyi?
Well, with the greatest of respect, my Lord, I don't think it's a leading question. The witness can just simply state what the position was. We don't think it's a leading question at all, my Lord.
Are you not able to rephrase it?
It requires the witness to explain.
Yes.
Are you able to explain that, Mr. Madlala?
lala-ke nkosi yami ke umbuzo uthi ngesikhathi sowenza le statement lesi ezingene njengobufakazi la enkantolo ezilandela kuyena u-K no-L no-O kizo le statement lezi ke ngesikhathi zibhala ucela ukuthi uqaqise okuthize noma bowuqoqa indaba njengoba iyenzeka.
Labantu abangithathisa i-statement abaningi bangihlukumezile kakhulu angifuni ukuqamba amanga because abanye bebeze bafika emsebenzini kumlahle bama ibheme emnyama bebeke ingilo lephepha elikhulu eliyelo kunama handcuffs la eceleni mase siyobhala basitshela ukuthi bazosibopha if singakhulumi bazosibopha ayikho into abazoyenza because bekangithatha bangise point la bangithatha khona ngelinye ilanga futhi.
This line of re-exam is introducing a new evidence. It's inviting a new evidence from the witness.
There you are.
Mr. Madlala, if you can just briefly respond, were you requested to respond to certain aspects or were you giving a narration of what happened when you proposed to further statements?
Ngesikhathi unikeza le statement ekhulunywa ngazo ezilandelayo ucela nje ukuthi uqaqise amaphuzu amanye nje noma ke bosuqoqa indaba ngendlela isehlakalo senzeka ngakhona.
Indlela okwenzeka ngakhona ngifuna ukuqamba amanga ama statement amaningi engiwabhalile akhona bengiwabhala right ngi-right khona bengiwabhala bengisabise if manje yimi engenze lento or yimi khona i-information engiyifihlayo ofuthi mina vele ngizibuza ngazi yini ngayifihla ubani ngimsabayo wayesendlini mangikwazi ukukhomba la abantu abala anginandaba nomunye umuntu mina ngeke ngisaba ukumkhomba i-10 time ngamkhomba but angifuni ukukhomba umuntu wrong into engayisho if kukhona umuntu ola labantu nje bayenza lento le yiwona ozosho ukuthi ubani wayemthumile finish.
My lord, that's the new evidence that is being led now.
Mr. Madlala,
Yes.
when you are asked a straight question, you are tending to bring other things that you didn't say. You see, you are no longer giving evidence. You gave evidence and you were cross-examined. The past 2 days you were being cross-examined by Mr. Tovale and Advocate Msholo. What is happening now is issues that came up under cross-examination, which the state considers as those where the record might need to be put more straight, are the ones that he is raising. So when he asks you a question, answer that question and stop. Now, like now, if I give you an example, this thing of bringing handcuffs and so forth, you never testified about handcuffs being placed near and so forth. It makes what they are calling new evidence, which is not allowed at law. You should, if you would consider it necessary, you should have said it when you were giving what we call evidence in chief, which you are no longer doing now.
Ngiyakuzwa ngakureport emaphoyiseni lokho. Ngakureport before. Laba abantu abafika emsebenzini.
I do follow
So all other questions that come, answer that question and don't bring other stories that even if you think they are relevant.
Okay. So, Mr.
Yes, then just briefly, we're responding to issues that were put to you, or were you giving a narration when you made subsequent statements?
No, statement ezilandelayo bosophendula imibuzo kade bakubuza yona mhlambe ke bafuna ukuqaqisela noma ke uqoqa indaba ngendlela kwenzeka ngakhona.
Bengiphendula kulezi zinto ababezibuza.
I was answering to what they were asking me.
So God, please, my Lord, I see it's past court time.
Yes.
We can adjourn the matter to tomorrow or sit till late and finish with the witness.
With due respect, I humbly request that tomorrow we finish at lunchtime. When the state finished with this witness, and we request that adjournment, I'd like to consult with the clients with regard to some instructions they gave me earlier, Your Lordship. By the time when Senior Counsel Msholo was busy,
I can't hear you.
when Senior Counsel Msholo was busy with the cross-examination, I was giving instructions. Hence, I request that tomorrow we adjourn by 1 o'clock, or when Advocate Baloyi finish with re-examination, so that I can take instructions, Your Lordship. Then on Monday, I'll be able to inform the Honorable Court with regard to those instructions, Your Lordship.
Please, Madam, we can agenda into tomorrow. It shouldn't take more than an hour, my lord. The re-exam shouldn't take more than 3/4 of an hour, my lord.
Actually, take some pages out. Pages missing. May the accused rise.
Simple Prophet.
This case is postponed with the accused in custody postponed overnight to the 18th of November 2022. The accused have been custody.
Lekala hlehliswa lizophinde likhulu futhi kusasa la nge-18 ngitsho lokuthi sejeni.